There's been a lot of times when we've talked about subjects of a relationship with God not being bound by being in a certain location. We've talked about relocation-based religion, and we've talked about why it needs people to really think about it. And this subject, it's one such a thing. It's the Reality Show with the daily Christian commentary videos, and we are still on the 100 video challenge. Now, on this particular episode, we are talking about two pastors that died. Two pastors that died in a prayer mountain. After they were in this place, they were not found. People were waiting for them back at home, and when people were not seeing the mandams, they kind of like called the police and they started a search with the community for these guys, only to discover their bodies. We're going to read that particular article posted by the Daily Sun yesterday. And it says, pastors found dead on the mountain, and that is the family. And they named them over there, and they say the two young pastors went to the mountain to pray, but they didn't come back. The worst happened, basically, and they say the bodies of the two pastors, both from comment section and Mankweni village in Kwatla, this area again, in the Free State. Now, if you know, we've talked about this particular location. We've talked about the mountains in this particular location. Young and who was 24, the guys were young, and Pastor Tsepiso, who was 23, didn't come home. After going out on the 29th, the police and the community started searching for them around the crawl post on Monday, the 6th of February. Okay, that was very recently, and the first body identified was of Tsepang, was discovered at Matimatso crawl post. I don't know this particular places they're talking about, and they says seemingly without any injuries. Warrant officers actually had reported this, but he had no injuries. Now, if you remember the video that we did of the guys that went to the river, the situation sounded something like that. They say he was found by shepherds who heard searching with the searching team. The body was identified that Tsepang, that it is Tsepang. Okay, the members of his family believe that their son was murdered because they claimed he wanted to leave a group of fake pastors who were engaging in making money illegally, and they believe he will reveal their secrets. Looks like he was part of a cult of pastors or something like that, according to this particular. That's what the family is saying. The family spokesperson said they always warned him to stay away from the false pastors. Okay. The post-mortem revealed that he was beaten by at the back of his head, and he had internal injuries. According to this particular article, it says that he usually went to pray on Saturdays, but this day he went on Sunday. And they do kind of show the other gentleman there. That's the other pastor. These are young lads here. Okay. When I saw the headlines and I read the first paragraph, I was thinking it just ends like that. But this looks a bit more like there's a lot more that's going on according to this article. But the first body is found with just internal injuries, nothing on the outside except a blow on the back. And nowadays you are not safe. You know, you are not safe. You can't just go out and pray. It's just not. You remember even in Genesis, I think, if I can remember well, he went to the mountain and he was attacked, and he came out and he made a post talking about the entire incident. Okay, the thugs, if the thugs now know that it's your schedule, that's why there's even retreat mountains where which are actually under God. where people actually go for this type of prayers. And so I don't know, what is your guys' position? Does your church condone going to these mountain prayers and stuff like that? Personally, I don't do mountain prayer stuff and all that kind of jazz. You can pray at the building, you can pray at the house, you can pray in church. I'm just not going to a place like the mountain. It's just not me. Okay, not that I wouldn't go to an all-night prayer or anything. I just wouldn't go to a mountain to pray like that. So people need to be careful nowadays. Not everybody that holds the title or says they're a pastor mean well. Not everybody. People expose themselves by going into these groups and befriending some of these guys. You go in there, you're not coming back. You join the cult, even if it's a simple cult without implying that much on your life or making it sound like there will be death on your part. If anything, if you wanted to leave, it ends up there, because why was there a cult in church to begin with?